Welcome to Warfare Codex. If you enjoy fascinating and unusual history, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories. Now, let's dive into the strange and extraordinary world of history's most unique individuals. 1. Thomas Becket, Assassination, 1170. Thomas Becket, once a close friend of King Henry II of England, became a staunch opponent after being appointed Archbishop of Canterbury. Becket fiercely defended the rights of the Church, opposing the king's efforts to limit ecclesiastical power. Frustrated, King Henry is believed to have exclaimed, "Will no one rid me of this turbulent priest?" Taking these words as a command, 4 of Henry's knights traveled to Canterbury. On December 29, 1170, they confronted Becket in the cathedral and brutally murdered him at the altar. The assassination shocked Christendom, turning Becket into a martyr and symbolizing the intense conflict between church and state in the Middle Ages. 2. William Longsword, Assassination, 942. William Longsword, Duke of Normandy, was a powerful figure striving to strengthen his realm's influence. However, his aggressive policies and expansionist ambitions created numerous enemies, including Arnulf I, Count of Flanders. In December 942, during a supposed peace negotiation at Picquigny, Longsword was ambushed and murdered by Arnulf's men. The betrayal not only ended William's reign, but also triggered political instability in Normandy. His assassination is remembered as a stark example of how political treachery shaped medieval European power dynamics. 3. Philip of Swabia, Assassination, 1208. Philip of Swabia, a contender for the German throne, faced fierce rivalry during the chaotic period of the Holy Roman Empire's succession disputes. His most dangerous opponent, Otto IV, opposed his claim. In 1208, during a wedding feast in Bamberg, Philip was unexpectedly assassinated by Count Otto of Wittelsbach, a noble who had been publicly humiliated by Philip. The murder shocked the empire, leading to Otto IV's eventual coronation as emperor. The assassination revealed how personal vendettas and political rivalries were deeply intertwined in medieval power struggles. 4. Conrad of Montferrat, Assassination, 1192. Conrad of Montferrat, King of Jerusalem, was a key figure during the Crusades, known for his military prowess and political maneuvering. However, his reign was cut short when he was stabbed to death by 2 members of the infamous Assassinations assassins sect. The assassination took place in Tyre just days after Conrad was elected king. While the exact motives remain debated, some theories suggest involvement by rival Crusader factions or political enemies like Richard the Lionheart. This assassination showcased the far-reaching influence of the Assassinations during the Crusades. 5. Eric V of Denmark, Assassination, 1286. King Eric V of Denmark, also known as Eric Clipping, ruled with a strong hand, often clashing with the Danish nobility. His authoritarian policies sparked resentment among the aristocracy. On November 22, 1286, while resting in a barn near Viborg, Eric was ambushed and murdered by unknown assailants. Though the killers were never officially identified, many suspected involvement from discontented nobles. His death destabilized Denmark and led to years of political turmoil. The brutal nature of the assassination and its political aftermath became a lasting symbol of the era's internal conflicts. 6. Peter the Cruel of Castile, Assassination, 1369. Peter I of Castile, known as Peter the Cruel, ruled with an iron fist, brutally suppressing opposition. His tyrannical reign led to fierce opposition from his half-brother, Henry of Trastamara. After years of civil war, Peter was captured following the Battle of Montiel. On March 23, 1369, during a supposed peace negotiation, Henry personally assassinated Peter, reportedly stabbing him to death. This act ended Peter's reign and led to Henry's coronation, solidifying the Trastamara dynasty's control over Castile. The assassination remains one of the most brutal examples of sibling rivalry in medieval history. 7. Llywelyn ap Gruffydd assassination, 1282. Llywelyn ap Gruffydd, known as Llywelyn the Last, was the final sovereign prince of Wales. In December 1282, during a campaign against King Edward I of England, Llywelyn was lured into an ambush near Builth Wells. He was separated from his army and brutally killed, though the exact circumstances remain unclear. Some accounts suggest it was an orchestrated assassination by English forces. Llywelyn's death marked the end of Welsh independence and symbolized England's growing dominance over the region. 8. Charles the Good assassination, 1127. Charles the Good, Count of Flanders, was admired for his piety and efforts to support the poor. However, his policies against corruption and favoritism angered the wealthy Arambald family. On March 2, 1127, while Charles was praying in St. Donatian's Church in Bruges, he was ambushed and hacked to death by members of the Arambald clan. The murder sparked outrage, leading to a brutal crackdown on the assassins and their supporters. Charles was later canonized, and his assassination became a symbol of the conflict between justice and corruption. 9. James I of Scotland assassination, 1437. James I of Scotland's reign was marked by efforts to centralize power and reduce noble influence. His reforms angered powerful Scottish lords, especially Sir Robert Graham. In February 1437, a group of conspirators ambushed James at the Blackfriars Monastery in Perth. Despite a desperate attempt to escape, James was cornered and stabbed multiple times. His death plunged Scotland into political chaos, highlighting the dangerous consequences of power struggles between monarchy and nobility in medieval Europe. 10. Louis of Orleans assassination, 1407. Louis of Orleans, younger brother of King Charles VI of France, was a prominent and controversial figure. His growing influence and rumored affairs, including one with Queen Isabeau, made him a target. On November 23, 1407, Louis was ambushed and murdered by assassins hired by John the Fearless, Duke of Burgundy. The brutal killing in the streets of Paris ignited a bloody civil war between the Burgundians and Armagnacs. This assassination is remembered as one of the key catalysts that destabilized France during the Hundred Years' War. 11. Andronikos I Komnenos assassination, 1185. Byzantine Emperor Andronikos I Komnenos was known for his ruthless rule and harsh reforms aimed at curbing corruption. However, his tyrannical methods alienated the nobility and the common people alike. In 1185, as tensions peaked, a violent uprising erupted in Constantinople. Andronikos was captured and subjected to brutal public torture before being executed. Though technically an execution, the spontaneous and violent nature of his death reflected the chaotic, near-anarchic fall of his regime, making it one of the most infamous assassinations in Byzantine history. 12. Uthman ibn Affan assassination, 656. Though predating the classic medieval period, Uthman ibn Affan's assassination had a lasting impact on the medieval Islamic world. As the third caliph of the Rashidun Caliphate, his leadership faced significant opposition due to accusations of nepotism and mismanagement. In 656, rebels laid siege to his house in Medina. Despite attempts at negotiation, Uthman was eventually murdered while reading the Quran. His assassination triggered the first fitna, a major civil war within the Islamic community, altering the political landscape for centuries. 13. Bohemond II of Tripoli, assassination, 1287. Bohemond II, ruler of the Crusader state of Tripoli, was infamous for his harsh governance and ruthless treatment of rivals, particularly the powerful Genoese merchants. His rule culminated in widespread animosity. In 1287, Bohemond died under mysterious circumstances. Rumors swirled about poisoning, though it was never confirmed. The suddenness of his death led to political chaos, with rival factions battling for control. His demise symbolized the gradual decline of the Crusader states in the Levant. Chapter 14. Al-Mutawakkil Assassination, 861. Abbasid. Caliph al-Mutawakkil was known for his strict authoritarian rule and severe policies against minority groups. His increasingly tyrannical reign alienated his own guards, the Turkish slave soldiers known as the Ghilman. On the night of December 11, 861, al-Mutawakkil was murdered in his palace by his own bodyguards, likely at the behest of his son, who sought power. This assassination not only ended his rule, but also ushered in a period of instability and political fragmentation within the Abbasid Caliphate. 15. Magnus II of Norway, assassination, 1161. Magnus, the sect known as Magnus Haraldsson, was embroiled in the complex and brutal civil wars of medieval Norway. His rule faced strong opposition from rival claimants. In 1161, Magnus was ambushed by the forces of his rival Erling Skake during the Battle of Oslo. Magnus was killed in the skirmish, effectively an assassination carried out in the guise of battle. His death shifted the power balance in Norway, further fueling the violent succession struggles that marked the era. Thanks for watching Warfare Codex. If you enjoyed this journey into history's strangest figures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing stories. See you in the next one.